know, as an amateur, Joe Louis won 54 bouts, 43 by knockouts. Charles was never beaten in the amateur ranks. He won every tournament he ever entered, about 12 in all. Here we go, round 3. Louis imperturbable. Charles exactly the same, but always willing to lead. Despite the craftiness and the agile and the fluency, or the agility and the fluency, Charles is constantly wary of the devastating power of the Joe Louis punch. His excellent pictures show you that Charles is able to reach Joe, and Joe is looking for that tag. Two minutes to go, round 3. There it is, and almost slipped by Charles that time, and the crowd saw it, but Joe delayed. Superb fighting machine that has been Joe Louis is superb again tonight. Charles slowing just a bit now in his actions. Remember that no heavyweight champion has ever regained his title, although in this case Joe Louis gave it away, didn't lose it in the ring. Yet no heavyweight champion has ever won it back again. Charles is matching them with him now. To go. Round 3. Joe's face is just a bit redder than it was when he came into the ring from those left hooks that flick out and land and the rights that cross over. But Joe dramatically always moving in, always moving in. Excellent to see them not flinching, always breaking their own clinches. Half a minute to go, the 3rd round. Joe Louis, Ezzard Charles, and Pabst mighty happy to bring you all the action so that you can see it. Charles is willing to vary his leads, left or right as the case may be. He loves to hit with that right. There's the end of round 3. And you know something? Well, this broadcast tonight is making great history. Never before has an event been heard or seen by so many people. Not only here in America, but right around the globe. It's being shortwaved to Australia and New Zealand, 10,000 miles away, to Latin America and Little America, and to our armed forces wherever they may be. Well, we're ready to go into action in round 4. Most fans consider Joe Louis' KO of Max Schmeling in 2:04 of the 1st round the quickest in a heavyweight championship bout. But that's not so. Back in 1908, a bout was entered in a neat 1:28 by Australian Tommy Burns. Well, the pattern of the fight hasn't changed. Louis, 33.5 pounds heavier, 7 years older. Cincinnati Cobra keeps moving in at him. Then the right, in case you missed it. And the crowd roared, for Louis struck out like the Cobra that Charles is reputed to be. 2 minutes to go, the 4th round. Startled but not hurt. Charles maintains his poise. Joe's always looking for that opening. Most of the fight experts felt that Charles would cut Joe Louis. But there are no marks on either fighter. That's the first indication that Charles was backing up and backing up cautiously. One minute to go of the fourth round. There's Joe Louis striking out now. The crowd groans when Joe holds back with an opening, quite apparent to everyone. It's a different Joe Louis, missing 3 blows in a row. Half a minute to go of the fourth round. Joe looks more severe than I've seen him in the whole fight. His reflexes worked. See him dance away that time on the feint? Charles perceptibly seems tired. That is, tired of taking a punishment. The round's almost over. You'll hear Joe Bannon ring the bell. And that ends the fourth round of the heavyweight championship bout, which has startled the imagination of all who are here, as we have gone 4 rounds now and await the bell and the whistle for the 5th. Here in Yankee Stadium, we've got the usual buzzing excitement that attends a World's Championship boxing bout. As I told you earlier, the celebrities are here in great numbers, and they include the familiar names of people who are always at sporting exhibitions of this sort. The great names of the newspaper world, swelled by a great number who are in the East for the forthcoming World Series, and all by plenty who are convention-bound in the great metropolis. I remind you that Joe Louis weighed in today at 218, the heaviest he's ever been for a heavyweight championship bout. And Ezzard Charles tipped the scales at 184.5, giving Joe Louis a weight advantage of 33.5 pounds. Although he is spotting, as I've told you, his rival exactly 7 years in youth. So far, the rounds have seemed to distribute themselves. We have the Ezzard Charles striking out, willing to match with Joe Louis. The Joe Louis stalking and not trudging backwards, but always stalking, always stalking. Round 5. Charles always seems stronger in the first minute and a half of any round. And something seems to set him back so that he can look Joe over to see perhaps what damage he's done, if any. And there he is. Throwing those blows. And he's connecting with Joe, but not too cleanly. He hasn't got the solid punch that we know Joe has or had. But he mixes. Well, you can put the seal of approval on this bout so far, just as you'd like to put that Pabst Blue Ribbon seal right in front of you on the table. Yes, sir. 2 minutes to go in round number 5. Ezzard Charles with the lighter stripe down his trunks. Now, as we notice, the round is half over, and Charles begins to slow down. Now, whether he's looking to see what's going on or what to do about his patterns, I don't know. But Louis has his combinations working when they're working, and he's willing to set them in. Charles has been striking the cleaner blows this round, and Lewis's have been glancing. Neither boy is marked. We've 1 minute to go of round 5. The big thing I'm looking for is to see whether Louis slows down, whether he gets down off his heels and stays down, even in that famous plodding style. The first indication that age may be taking its toll. Lewis waiting to get in, but Charles still flailing away. Half a minute to go of round 5. Undeniably, both superbly set up, in perfect conditioning and with the proper equipment for boxing. Lewis continues to stalk. The round is almost over. And Joe almost connected, just as round 5 ends.